Welcome, everyone. Today, we're going to review how SharePoint, OneDrive, and Teams are seamlessly integrated to enhance collaboration, document management, and communication. After watching this video, you'll walk away knowing where your files go, how to access them, and how to collaborate effectively. So let's get started. With SharePoint as the backbone, OneDrive and Teams enhance your collaboration and personal file management. The key idea here is that SharePoint is the engine or host. SharePoint sites are created for various departments for collaboration and is also storage for those departmental files. OneDrive is cloud storage for your personal files, and Teams uses SharePoint for team-based file storage. SharePoint acts as the central hub for all your file management needs. It integrates seamlessly with Microsoft tools, providing a robust platform for collaboration. So, let's take a deeper dive into SharePoint. To get started using SharePoint, open the Edge web browser and select the app launcher. Then select SharePoint. If you're accessing from another browser such as Google, go to office.com. Select the app launcher and then choose SharePoint. If it's your first time accessing, you will be asked to enter your login credentials. After you select SharePoint, you will be directed to the home page, which has featured UJA links you can access. These links could be internal SharePoint pages or even links to sites outside of SharePoint, such as UKG. When you select the globe icon, which is named My Sites, you see sites that you have access to. These sites are part of the SharePoint environment and can include shared sites, which are sites that have been shared with you by others in your organization. If you visit them often, they will appear as frequent sites as well. SharePoint tracks your activity and lists these sites for quick access. Followed means they are sites you have chosen to follow for easy access. You can follow a site by clicking the star icon on the site. Now, let's shift gears and focus on the document library in SharePoint. In SharePoint, a document library is a specialized type of library designed to store, organize, and manage documents. Here are some key features. For centralized storage, it serves as a central repository for documents, making it easy to store and retrieve files. For collaboration, multiple users can work on documents simultaneously, facilitating teamwork. Another key feature is version control, SharePoint. Document libraries track changes and maintain different versions of documents, allowing users to revert to previous versions if needed. Access control. You can set permissions to control who can view, edit, or manage documents within the library. And finally, metadata and search. Documents can be tagged with metadata, making them easier to search and organize. Document libraries in SharePoint are particularly useful for project management, client documentation, and any scenario where organized, collaborative document management is essential. To access the Documents library, select a SharePoint site you have access to. Click on Documents in the left-hand menu of your SharePoint site. This is where all files for the site are stored. You can upload files by clicking the Upload button and selecting the file you want to add. These files are accessible to everyone with permissions to the site. You can create folders within the Documents library to organize your files. In the Document library, the General folder is the default folder created with the SharePoint site. The site owner will have access to who can access what folders and can add or remove users and change their permission levels. In the upper right-hand corner of the site, you can see who the members and who the owner is to the site. If you're a site owner in SharePoint, you have the ability to manage permissions at various levels, including the site, document library, and folder levels. Now let's look at the In Channels tab in the Documents folder. When you create a channel in Microsoft Teams, a corresponding folder is automatically created in the SharePoint document library associated with that team. It's important to understand that the Files tab in Teams Channels is directly linked to the SharePoint document library, as seen here. When you upload a file in Teams, it is actually being stored in the corresponding SharePoint site. You can view and manage the same files in both Teams and SharePoint. This integration ensures that your documents are always up to date and accessible from both platforms. We will talk in more detail about Teams later on in this series. SharePoint integrates seamlessly with Word, PowerPoint, and Excel, allowing users to open, edit, and save documents directly within SharePoint. When you need to work on a Word document, open it directly from the Documents library. You can edit the document right in your browser without needing to download it. You can collaborate in real time with your team members and see their changes as they happen. Then simply share the document to collaborate with multiple people or one person. You can modify their permissions so they can edit and make any changes. SharePoint also integrates with Power BI, Power Automate, Forms, Stream, and Planner, but we will review those apps in more detail in another series. Suppose you have a document that's already in a document folder, but you want to move it. It's simple. Navigate to the document library. Go to the SharePoint site and open the document library where the document is located. Select the document. Click on the down arrow next to the document name to open the drop-down menu. In the drop-down menu, select Move this file to a new folder. A pane will appear on the right side of the screen. Browse to the destination folder within the same document library or another document library in the site. Click on the destination folder. Click Move Here to move the document to the selected folder. It's best practice to have your documents in SharePoint or OneDrive. Having a document on your desktop limits the ability to collaborate and share with your team members to edit. However, if you do open a document locally, like from your desktop, and want to save it to a SharePoint site, simply choose the File tab, select Save As, then choose the SharePoint site that you have access to. You will see the document populate in that folder. Now you can open the file from the SharePoint site and collaborate and edit the document with your team. By following these best practices, moving documents directly within or to SharePoint eliminates the need to download and re-upload files, saving time and reducing the risk of errors. So, we have learned about SharePoint. Let's pivot and take a deeper dive into OneDrive. As I mentioned earlier, OneDrive branches out from SharePoint, offering personal and collaborative spaces. You can access OneDrive from your app launcher. OneDrive is designed for individual use, providing a secure space for personal files, which can be accessed from any device and shared with others. Think of OneDrive as your personal cloud locker. It's a secure space for personal files, allowing you to manage and store data with confidence. When you're in OneDrive, notice that the URL contains SharePoint. It can be a bit confusing at first. However, this is due to the close relationship between OneDrive and SharePoint. When you store files in OneDrive, they are actually stored in the SharePoint document library. Essentially, OneDrive is your personal document library within SharePoint to store work documents or personal files. When you open a PowerPoint, Word, or Excel document from the app launcher, it automatically saves to your OneDrive. This ensures your work is securely stored in the cloud, accessible from any device and protected against data loss. You can rename your file as necessary, and version control will track all the changes. Notice in this example, the file is located in the personal folder in the documents. This is a quick way to tell that it's in OneDrive. When you're in OneDrive, you cannot upload files from another location directly from the home page, but can be added via My Files. Select My Files from the menu, then drag the file into OneDrive from its location. In this example, we drag the file from your desktop to the My Files OneDrive so it can be shared, and version control can track changes made to document. This ensures that your files are organized and stored securely in the cloud, making them accessible from any device and easy to share and collaborate on. You can share files with others by clicking the Share button and selecting who you want to share the document with. This way, you can collaborate together on the document and make edits at the same time. You can control who can view or edit the file. Our storytelling isn't quite done yet. Now let's take a look under the hood of Teams. Microsoft Teams is a collaboration platform that combines chat, video meetings, file storage, and application integration. It is designed for team communication and collaboration, with files shared in Teams channels being stored in SharePoint. In the App Launcher menu, find and click on Teams. This will open Microsoft Teams in a new tab. Let's start with channel files. Remember how we talked about in-channel files in SharePoint? The in-channel files are the same files in the Files tab of a channel in Teams. This tab acts as a SharePoint document library, which means all files uploaded here are stored in SharePoint. This setup is ideal for team collaboration because all team members can access, upload, and manage files in one place. Now, let's move on to chat files. Select Chats in Teams to see your chats. The chat files are files shared in one-on-one or group chats. This setup is great for more informal or ad hoc file sharing. Chat files are stored in the sender's OneDrive for making them easily accessible and shareable, under a folder named Microsoft Teams Chat Files. Files can be shared directly within the Teams chat or from the SharePoint folder, and recipients can access them via the link. Files are accessible from any device with OneDrive. In summary, let's touch on a few best practices for file management. Use OneDrive to store your personal files securely. For collaborative work, rely on Teams to keep everyone in sync. When it comes to structured content, SharePoint is your go-to choice. To maintain order and efficiency, avoid file duplication. Share links, not file attachments. These straightforward guidelines will help prevent confusion and align to effective file management. Have questions? We're here to help. Visit the Digital Empowerment page from the UJA Intranet SharePoint site for the latest workshops, videos, and other news for resources and support as you continue your Microsoft Tools journey. Thanks for watching.